Good morning to all. On this occasion, I would like to welcome you all to this online event. Stars shine at night, some stars shine at bright daylight. It's our pleasure to welcome our such star, our honorable chief guest of today's event, Mr. J. Vinod Kumar, Assistant Professor of Department of Mechanical Engineering at Banariaman Institute of Technology, Sati. The essence of great leadership is to influence, and it's not authority. With this note, I would like to welcome our respected Secretary, ma'am, Ms. P. Arundhati ma'am, and our Joint Secretary Ms. P. Malarselvi ma'am, and a Principal of our college Dr. K. Sindhil Kumar sir to this online event. I would like to welcome our faculties who puts their soul and heart in uplifting students' knowledge and behavior and attains dignity. Finally, last but not least, I sincerely welcome you all, my student friends, to this online section. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you. Now, I would like to call upon Ms. Janani M., Department of English, to deliver Chief Guest introduction.
Excellence is not being the best, it is doing your best. To be inspired is great, but to be an inspiration is an honor. It's important to be a person of honor than being a person of wealth. A very gracious good afternoon to one and all connected over this online platform. Today, at this productive session, I'm profusely overjoyed to take the opportunity to introduce our honorable chief guest of the day. The resource person is none other than Mr. J. Vinod Kumar, who is currently working as an assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering in Banariaman Institute of Technology, Satyamangalam. After completing his schooling in Vetri Vikas High Secondary School with a percentage of 90.5 in high secondaries, he pursued his BE in Mechanical in Anna University Trishrapalli Arelu campus. And later, he completed his ME in Thermal Engineering in Government College of Engineering, Salem. He is currently pursuing his PhD in Banariaman Institute of Technology. He has about 4 years and 8 months of academic experience. He has also published about 3 international journals and he has filled 7 national patents. He has also attended a number of seminars and workshops which gave him. He has also contributed his attendance in faculty development programs in Banariaman Institute of Technology. He has also organized about 3 workshops. He has also delivered guest lectures which are of state level. His areas of interest include patent search, patent filling, and patent drafting, energy conservation and management, thermodynamic and thermal engineering, and renewable energy. We are very glad and grateful for having such a great personality over this session. I'd like to invite our honorable chief guest to take over the session by stealing our attention with his powerful words. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the warm welcome. Participants, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I hope you all are fine and safe. Today we are about to discuss regarding patent, the 2 non-patentable and patentable invention. I want it to be an interactive session. Is my presentation visible to you? You can respond in chat box. Is my presentation visible to you?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. So, before getting into patent, the 2 patentable criteria and patentable, non-patentable invention, first of all, I want to make you clear what is intellectual property rights. Any idea regarding intellectual property rights? What is the term intellectual property rights? Any idea regarding the term intellectual property rights? Let me first start with intellectual property rights. The reason is as we have science, and science is a broader case. Physics, chemistry, botany, zoology are all parts of science. The same way, intellectual property rights is a broader case, and patent is one of the segregation of intellectual property rights. So in order to get, in order to know about patent, we have to be aware about what is it intellectual property rights. Once we are aware about intellectual property rights, then it will be somewhat easy for us to uh, understand what is a patent. Regarding intellectual property rights, as the term indicates, intellectual property rights. Uh, Here, the property, we all are know, we all are aware that a property indicates a thing which we own. That is what called property. Intellectual is something which comes out of our mind based upon a critical thinking. That is what intellectual. So rights is what called ownership. That is what rights. So on conglomerating all these words with those meanings, it comes to a point that uh, it is a right which is given to us in terms of a property for something what we have found out through our intellectual knowledge. That is what called intellectual property rights. So here you can also think that how we are given a property. A property, in the sense, there are two types of property. One is tangible property and other is intangible property. Can anyone respond what is it tangible and what is it intangible? Any idea regarding these two terms, tangible and intangible? Participants, please feel free to interact. Once you interact, you will be getting to know. Okay. Tangible, intangible. Tangible is something which has some physical sense. Intangible is something which doesn't have a physical sense. For example, knowledge. Knowledge is an intangible property. Gold has a physical sense. It is a tangible property. So here, intellectual property rights indicates to be an intangible property, since we are getting a ownership for our critical thinking, which came out of our critical thinking. So it would be an intangible property. Now you can also think that what is the necessity of having this rights or ownership regarding something which came out of our mind. The reason is, once you are facing a problem and you feel that the same problem is being felt by all the fellow members in the society, and if you are critically thinking of the problem in order to solve the problem, and then you also find a way in which the problem can be solved, you have done something which is somewhat peculiar than that of the other members in the society. So you have contributed towards solving a problem. For example, in summer we all feel that we all feel the heat. So the major problem is sweat or dehydration. That would be the major problem. So in order to overcome the problem, everyone will be having the same problem. I'm speaking about a period which is before 50, 60 years. If someone thinks of solving the problem, what you would have thought? You would have thought of circulation of air. So there comes a fan. Or he would have thought of a manual device for circulation of air. Though the problem is being solved, the next thing is that while circulating the air by means of a manual means, there is a physical effort which is required. So, and the advancement would be an electrical fan. So there is no need of physical or manual effort for the circulation of air. That is the case. So once you are the person, you are solving a problem by means of a technological advancement. In that case, you have to be given a privilege that you own the technology. That is the reason why they have created intellectual property rights. It is somewhat similar to that of our fundamental rights. Since every citizens will be having their fundamental rights, intellectual property rights is meant for the person or the person who has found out a solution for a problem on his intellectual effort. So it has to be recognized. That is why they have created a separate part called intellectual property rights in our constitution. So now I hope that you have got an idea about what is it intellectual property rights. So here what are all might be the different, as I said earlier, science will be having different branches, has physics, chemistry, botany, zoology. In case of intellectual property rights, it also has several branches. One is supposed to be patent, uh, the other is trademark, design, copyrights, plant varieties, geographical indication, and I have left out traditional knowledge of. Since we are about to discuss about patents, let us leave out patent. Any idea about trademark, designs, copyrights? You all would have you all would have come across the word copyrights. Can anyone respond? What does a copyright mean? Let's leave out the term patent. Since we are about to discuss on patent, let's leave out it. Trademarks, designs, copyrights, plant varieties, geographical indication. Any idea regarding these 5 terms? The people are not interactive. Okay, let me reveal it. As the term, let me start with something which is
Copyright means
okay. Copyright means
legal authority.
towards what you said is right. It is a legal authority towards
Intellectual property, sir.
intellectual property is somewhat similar to that of science. We are having different branches, botany, zoology, physics, chemistry, right? The same way in intellectual property, these are the branches: patents, trademarks, designs, copyrights. Copyright in physics we'll be dealing with some concepts which are relevant to emotion or principles. In chemistry, it will be dealing with some uh, elements. In case of botany, we will be dealing with plants. Zoology, we will be dealing with animals. The same way, intellectual property is somewhat which is for something which comes out of our mind. What would be the copyright? I want in specific, not in a broader case. What you are about to say was somewhat right. Copyright is a legal right towards which part? Study of plants, botany, or study of animal zoology. So legal rights towards which would be copyrights. Or could you state any examples which have been copyrighted? You would have come across if I state out something which is been copyrighted, you will be thinking that, oh, I am aware of it. Any examples of something which has been copyrighted? Okay. Your books, your school books, and your other books, it can be a novel or anything. Everything will be copyrighted. There will be a symbol of C which will be encircled. So that is a symbol of copyright. And also music CDs, and also lyrics of a song, whatever which have some literary and artistic means, which will be covered under copyright. The reason is that you have the right that someone should not copy your authentic content. That is what copyright. It is relevant to which is somewhat visually appealing, or which is relevant to a literature, or it can also be relevant to a software. That is what a copyright. In case of movies, you can all see at the introduction that you will be having a copyrighted a page which will be indicating that it is been copyrighted. In case of YouTube also, once we go through an album video, we'll be finding out it is been copyrighted by an appropriate company or an organization. So that is what regarding copyright. So I hope you are aware of it, but you couldn't recollect what is it copyright. What about trademarks? With the term, you can find out what is it trademarks. Copyright to prevent someone from copying. What about trademarks? students, please, some participants, please feel free to interact. What about trademarks? That there is nothing wrong to attempt something which you are about to learn. What would be trademarks?
Logo, sir.
Okay, good. Marks, symbols. That is what called logos, right? What the participant said is right. For example, Nike, it will be having a symbol of tick. That is trademark. What is the advantage of having a protection towards trademark? In case of copyright, we have an advantage that if someone copies, uh, if, for example, if there is a book named to be something, and if someone copies it, and then if we publish the book, what happens is that our revenue will be minimized. That is the reason why, Mohan Prasad, it will be comfortable for us if you switch off your mic. In case of copyright, once if we prevent others from copying our content, it will be aiding us that our books will be sold in a larger quantity if it is not being copied. What about the advantage of trademark? What is the reason of preserving a symbol or a mark? In which way it will be helping a person or a company in case of preserving a symbol or a mark?
It protects the name of the company, sir.
In which means protecting the name, in which way they will be benefiting? In case of copyright, I said that they will be benefiting the person or company who have been copyrighted their materials or contents. They will be benefiting in a way that if someone infringes them, they can prevent some people towards infringing their contents, so that their sales will not be affected. In case of trademarks, in case of protecting the symbol, in which way they will be benefited? Any guess? Okay. Regarding trademarks, the part is that, let us take the same example of Nike. Nike, you all are aware that Nike is a somewhat. Let us take a Nike to be a footwear company. So they have been they are well established. So the thing is that they are having a mark of tick, which indicates that which will be visually indicating that towards their product. That is what a Nike logo indicates. So the case in which they will be affected will be if the same tick symbol is being used by another footwear company. In that case, people will be confused whether which is an authentic Nike product or which is a duplicate Nike product. They will be confused. So the symbol will be confusing because of the confusion among the people towards the symbol. What happens is that the authentic or the genuine company which has the initial logo will be affected in terms of in terms of misguided towards the people. So the people will be thinking of Nike, and then they will be buying some other product which is not relevant to, which is not manufactured by Nike. That is the first thing. The second thing is that if the product which is having the same logo of Nike, and if it is somewhat less durable, or if it is not, if it is somewhat substandard, in that case, people might think that it is a Nike product, and then they tend to buy it, and then on using it, they will be losing their reliability towards the Nike products. That is the case. These are the two ways in which the trademarks will be benefiting the person who have preserved the marks a symbol under trademarks category of intellectual property rights. I hope you have got it. What is a trademarks? Geographical indication is somewhat a privilege. It doesn't have any a peculiar ownership, but it is a privilege. What is a geographical indication? Can anyone guess? Okay, I hope that I'm asking too much of questions towards you. Let me tell you, geographical indication. Once if I state a product, it indicates, we'll be thinking of a particular place. That is what called geographical indication. Let me tell an example. So that let me tell a product, so that it will be easy for you to link the product with the particular location or particular area. Uh, if I say laddu, in which place comes to your mind?
Tirupati.
Tirupati. So that is what geographical indication. A product or which can be a consumable or non-consumable product, which is related to a particular location, which is famous towards a particular location. It is what called geographical indication. Tirupati Laddu, Palani Panjamiradam. Then we can say about lock and key, Dindigul lock and key, Darjeeling apples, and then Odisha Rasagulla, or Odisha Rasagulla. So these are what called geographical indication. So it is just a pride. It is not ownership. It is just for a pride. That is what geographical indication. Designs which are somewhat relevant to engineering aspects. So here something will be having some visual appeal. So those things can be preserved under design. So what plant varieties is somewhat a cloning of plants. That is, we all are aware that coconut tree will be tall, but since it is tall, we can't pluck the coconuts. So what they will be doing is they will be making it into an hybrid variety, so that the coconut tree will be somewhat of a shorter length, so that we can easily pluck the coconuts. So that is the case. That will be preserved under plant varieties. So the same way, traditional knowledge, that is our ancient knowledges, that is neem, turmeric, and then they will be having some medicinal properties of certain ancient products. Those things will be preserved under traditional knowledge database. So whatever we have discussed till now are the parts of intellectual property rights. The last part of intellectual property right is patents. So now we have discussed other segregations of intellectual property rights. What might be preserved under patents? We have discussed about trademarks, geographical indication, copyrights, designs, plant varieties, and also traditional knowledge. Excluding this, what would be preserved under patents? So here, the patents is meant for preserving a technological domain. Earlier, I said about a situation that if we are feeling hot or in summer. In that case, if you are about to solve a problem by using with the aid of a technology, by means of having a fan or having an air cooler or an air conditioner. So we are using a technological domain to solve a problem. That is what a patent. So here, in case of patent, we are involving a technological domain for solving a problem. That is what a patent plays the role in case of intellectual property rights. I hope you have got it. You have got a brief about what is a patent. Once, if you are solving a problem with the aid of a technological domain, we will be given a right in the name of a patent. So what in this case, in which way it will be benefiting the person who has obtained the patent? We have to be aware. If we are just discussing what is a patent and without knowing what would be the benefits, what we will be reaping out in case of availing a patent, if you are not aware of it, there is no use in having a patent. So the first thing is that a patent is meant for industrial development. I will be giving you an example so that you will be getting to know how it aids for industrial development. And second is for complete disclosure. And third, prevent duplication. And fourth is for commercial value, that is for earning the monetary value. And fifth is for preventing exploitation. these, and then revenue generation, the same thing. The fourth and sixth are the same thing. And the seventh is for technical information. Second and seventh are more or less same. So let me take the same example of that of the fan. The earlier thing is that we had the problem of air circulation, so we thought of a solution in order to solve the problem by with the aid of a technological domain. So technological domain, in the sense, it involves some scientific principles into a component. That is what a technological domain, what I am trying to convey. So in this case, if you are thinking of a device which can circulate, which can circulate the air with the aid of electrical energy, and then you are naming it to be a fan, which has an electrical motor. You are naming it to be a fan, and then in this case you have solved the problem. You are making use of a technological system, so you feel that you have the privilege of owning a patent. The first thing is that you have to make sure that it is not available, it is not known to other peoples in the world, or other members in the world. If it is not available in the world, and if it is not known to anyone in the world, that is the first case that you can avail a privilege towards ownership. That is the thing. The second thing is that once the fan has been invented, or it has been invented, now still another person feels that I'm having the circulation of air, but I'm not having the comfort of chill air. So he feels that instead of having a normal circulation instead of circulating the normal atmospheric air, it will be good for me to have a somewhat a cold air. So what he thinks is that he thinks of an air cooler. In this case, what we used to do in air cooler, we used to pour some water in it, and then the air will be blown across the water, so that it will be taking up the moisture content. So we will be feeling we'll be having an air which is being circulated, which will be having a lower temperature. So there is an development, right? So there was a earlier problem was relevant to the circulation of air. The next problem was relevant to circulation of hot air. It is being solved by means of adding water towards the air, so that we are having the circulation of air which is of lower temperature. So this is the case. So if the initial patent for fan encourages a development towards an air cooler, so that is what the encouragement of industrial development. That is what the first part indicates. Encourage complete disclosure, in the sense, once if we are in need of obtaining ownership towards some technological field, let us take the same fan. In that case, we have to write a document. Today we will not be discussing much about how to draft a patent document. First, we will be discussing what are the requirements of a patent, and then what are all the parts which can't be patented. So here, complete disclosure, in the sense, our document towards the technological domain, which is meant for solving a problem, has to be written in a detailed way, so that a person whom reads the same document should be capable of replicating it. That is, if I'm seeking for ownership towards a fan for circulation of air, in that case I have to draft a document. The second thing is that if another person reads the document, he should be capable of replicating the contents in the document into a actual product. That is what they tend to mean to be a complete disclosure. And third is prevent duplication. Prevent duplication in the sense, once you have been given a right towards fan, you can prevent others infringing the invention or innovation what you have done. That is the third. And fourth is commercial relevance. Focus on commercial relevance, in the sense, once it has been done, what you will be thinking, I have found out a solution for a problem. What will be the next thing? You'll be thinking of marketing all those. You'll be thinking of marketing the solution to the other people in the society, so that they'll be getting a benefit. Since they are getting a benefit, they'll be willing to pay money for you towards the benefit what they have attained. That is what the commercial relevance. And fifth is prevent exploitation of researchers. Researchers, in the sense, it will be preventing the scientific people towards not utilizing the contents what you have disclosed without your appropriate acknowledgement. That is what the fifth. And revenue generation, I said about during commercial relevance, the the uh, the effect would be the revenue generation. The same way, a source of technical information in the sense, once if you are writing a complete disclosure, what happens? It becomes an information to the other party. For example, if I'm thinking of circulation of, if I'm thinking of that, if I'm thinking that the hot air is being circulated, if I'm thinking that instead of hot air, if it would be comfortable for me to have a chill air, in that case, what I will be doing is that I'll be first checking whether it is being done by whether the problem is being solved by some other person or some other people in the society in in other parts of the world. That is the first thing. So once the document, once if we can't find out the solution, then we can think of finding out the solution. If we find a solution that an air cooler is being, if someone has found out the solution in terms of air cooler, what we can do, we can prevent wasting of time, and then we can buy the product, or we can find out a drawback in the solution, and then we can think of an advanced solution. An advanced solution in the sense, if we feel that an air cooler is being found out by someone else, what we'll be thinking is that instead of there might be some drawback in air cooler. We have to think of the drawback in the air cooler, and then we have to think of an efficient way of an efficient solution. An efficient solution in the sense, in case of an air cooler, the thing is that we are adding water content to the air. So though the water content is being added towards the air, the probability of sweat will be higher in that case. Then they would, in order to solve the problem, they came up with an AC. It will be decreasing the temperature, but the moisture content will not be in the air, so the probability of sweat will be minimized. That is the case. So I hope you got what is the advantage of owning a patent. It is not only it will not only it not only aid the person who has found out a solution for a problem. It also aids the other person who is willing to solve a problem in the same field. That is the scope of a patent. So this is the introductory part of what we are about to discuss on patents. So these are the things we are about to discuss in detail in today's session. First is patentability of an invention, and second is inventions not patentable, and novelty, anticipation, inventive step, and capable of industry application. So these are the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth are somewhat relevant to or somewhat relevant to the criteria which are required for availing a patent. The reason for discussing non-patentable invention is that in our life we all have to be aware what can't be done, rather than that of what can be done. If you are aware that what can't be done, we can prevent those things, and then we can focus on something which can be done. If you are simply trying on something, if you simply think of something which can't be done, there is a waste of time and also resource and effort. So it is good to know what can't be patented, and then we will be discussing the criteria of patentability. So the criteria of patentability, we have three criterions, that those are novel, inventive step, and industrial application. These are more or less the meaning of those terms. Novel, it has to be new. As I said earlier, if you are thinking of, if you are facing a solution, what we'll be doing is that we'll be, instead of thinking of a solution of a problem, the first thing what we have to do is that we have to search in whether whether the problem what we are facing is being solved by someone else. If it is not so, then we can think of a solution for the problem. Or if the same problem is being solved by another person, and if it is not effective, we can think of a solution which can be an advancement of the earlier solution. That is what novel. It has to be new. It should not be solved by another person or another people in the other parts of the world. That is what novel. Uh, Before getting into the second criteria, we can discuss the third criteria. As I said earlier, a patent document should be a complete disclosure. Complete disclosure in the sense it has to be a self. It should be a self-teaching material. Once your patent document is being read, the person who reads the document should be capable of replicating the invention or the product without getting your assistance or without getting the assistance of the person whom has written the document. That is what the industry application what they try to convey in this term. It is not appliance towards an industry. It is a replication of what you are trying to convey. I hope you are aware about, you are clear about what is a novel and what is a industry application. The second thing is that inventive step. As I said earlier, an air cooler is an advancement of a fan. Fan also circulates air, and instead of fan, if you are just placing an air cooler, which doesn't reduce the temperature, but just circulates the air. In that case, the problem is that we have not solved a problem which is with the earlier invention. In case of a fan, it solved the problem of circulation of air. In case of air cooler, if you are still solving the same problem of circulation of air, it is not a technological advancement or it is not a technical advancement. So the technical advancement would be the problem in the existing product has to be solved. That is what called technical advancement. So here the technical advancement, what they are trying to convey is that a problem in an earlier invention has to be solved in the current invention. That is what inventive step. I hope you are clear with novel, the inventive step, and industrial application. These are the three criterions for patentability. Once, if you are thinking of something, if you are thinking of a problem, the first thing what you have to do is that you have to check in whether the problem is being solved. If it is being solved, there is no problem. You have to check whether there is any drawback with the solution or the product which is meant for solving the problem. If you find a drawback in the product, then you can think of an advancement. You can think of solving the drawback. So once if you come out with a product or a process which solves the problem or which solves the drawback, then the novelty part will be covered. And the third is that you should be capable of drafting the document in a proper way, in an understandable way, so that other person will be capable of replicating it without your concern. The second thing is that there should be a technical advancement. Instead of solving the same problem, the problem has been solved in an advanced way. That is what inventive step. Advanced way in the sense it doesn't mean that with the expense of a larger amount of money. It is in case of the comfort. That is what the technical advance here means. So these are the three criteria which are meant for availing a patent. I hope you are clear with these three criteria. Now we shall discuss something which is relevant to patent. In a brief, I'm not getting into detail about these details. Technology specific in the sense, I said about a fan. A fan is a device for circulation of air. It is for the purpose of human comfort. It should be in a specific field. A specific field in the sense here it involves a mechanical part and also an electrical part. Human comfort. So you can interlink mechanical part, electrical part, and also in human comfort. The same way a faucet or a tap. Here it involves it also involves a human comfort and also a mechanical system, a device which will be controlling the water supply as and when needed. So the same way, once if we are having several segregations, we should be capable of linking in which field we are trying to, with the aid of which technological domain we are about to solve a problem. A fan can be operated either not only by means of electrical energy, it can also be operated by means of heat source. So here we have to be specific in which means we are solving the problem. In the document, we have to be specific in which means we are about to solve the problem. That is the case. And here I said about a fan. A fan is a product, a device to solve a problem. It can also be a process. Here I have given example of a bicycle, which is meant for which will be aiding us towards ease of travel. The same way, it can also be a process. Let me read out the process. Before getting into this part, let me also state ownership towards a process. A process of making coffee, a process of making tea. Those things have been patented. A process of making coffee, the simple thing, right? Taking water, boiling it, and then adding coffee powder, and then prolonging it to boil, and then we filtering out the coffee powder, and then adding milk, and then adding sugar, and then stirring it, and then consuming it. So this is and then stirring it, and then serving it. So this is the sequence of making coffee. If you find out something that instead of adding coffee powder, there is a problem of filtering out the coffee powder after boiling it along with water. In that case, they have found out another alternative, that instant coffee powder, so that there is no need of filtering out the waste sediments or the waste particles after transporting that essence. So this is the case. So the problem is being solved. So it is a process. It can be patented. The same way here, let me read out the sequence which is being given here. On reading out the sequence, you will be getting to know that for the simple process, they have availed a patent. Remove towel from the dispenser, position towel within interior portion of the hand, engage portion of the hand with the towel, open or close the door, dispense towel into trash receiver. So can anyone guess for which they have obtained a patent for this process? What is the process? This is a simple process. It is not similar to making of a coffee or tea. It is somewhat similar to a normal process.
I think it's preparation.
Preparation of what? Surya, you said something. I couldn't understand it. Preparation of?
If you said that preparation of coffee to the beginning to end, so
Yeah.
that is mechanism.
Mechanism towards what? Towards which part?
And mechanism to all things of
What you are trying to convey is, I can understand, Surya, but I'm asking about what is the actual thing which I have read out in the flowchart. Remove towel from the dispenser, position the towel with interior portion of hand, engage the portion of door with the towel, open the door, and then put the towel in the trash receiver.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what it is relevant to? The first example is relevant to coffee. So this is relevant to? Somewhat relevant to sanitizing, right? And once if we are having in direct contact with the with the handle of the door, what happens? There is a need for us to sanitize our hand, and also there is a need for us to the need for sanitizing will be we have to sanitize our hand. So in order to prevent that, what they have given is they are positioning a wet cloth which is capable of preventing the germs. So they are first thing is that in that dispenser, they are picking a cloth and then they are pushing it in their hand. The cloth doesn't have any germs, so that they are pushing it in their hand. With the aid of the towel or the cloth, they are engaging the door. That is, they are engaging the handle of the door, and then after handling the door, either opening or closing, then what they are doing is that they are putting the towel or sanitizer napkin into the trash or the dustbin. That it is a simple process. The problem which is being solved is that it will be preventing an extra effort for sanitizing our hand. There is no need for us to sanitize our hand. That is the case. So a problem is being solved. A patent will be a patent is being given to the given to the solution of the problem. So a simple thing. So the thing is that you have to find out a problem, and then our problem should be capable of fulfilling those three criterias, three criterias what we discussed earlier. That is novelty, inventive step, and capable of industrial application. Capable of industrial application in the sense a person who reads our document should be capable of replicating it. That is what. So it is. It can be. It is not only for a product. It can also be for a process. You can also take out a general example, a generalized process. In that process, if you find out some hurdle, if you come up with an advanced way of solving that hurdle, and also in case of carrying out the process, it is a solution. So they will be providing you a pattern. That is the case. The thing is that the second thing is that it should not be an abstract idea. You should not simply say that that plus something will be reaping out some other thing. You have to say that 2 plus 2 gives 4. Instead of being specific, if you somewhat give some generic terms, it is not possible. And in case of fan, we have to be specific that it will be having with the aid of motor, electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy. So the problem of circulation air is solved. We should not state like that. We have to be specific. By means of a motor, electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy. By means of wings of the fan, the mechanical energy will be aiding for the circulation of air. That is the way. It should be somewhat clear. That is what it should not be an abstract idea. This is a ventilation system. You all would have seen in some small scale industries. Here it works on the principle of gravitation effect. You all are aware that high temperature air will be moving up and low temperature air will be at the bottom. Because of that movement of the air or buoyancy, the air moves. There is a motion of air. In case of wind, what we used to do, we will be placing windmill, and then we will be harvesting an electrical energy. The same way, in case of a movement of hot air, they are harvesting that movement of air into a mechanical form for ventilation. So these examples may not be relevant to your part. I'm trying to convey some simple examples which will be easy for you to interrupt. If not so, at the end of the session, you kindly ask me. I'll be trying to make these concepts clear. Now we have discussed relevant to the criteria of patentability, and then a patent can be for a product and also for a process, and it should not be a abstract idea. This is what, and then it should be relevant to a technological domain. This is what we have discussed yet now. We have discussed till now. Now we are about to discuss what can't be patented. What can't be patented in the sense, though these three criterions or the three criteria are being fulfilled, there are something which our constituency doesn't allow us to seek which doesn't allow us to avail a patent. Those are based upon policies, government policies, and also for the benefit of a larger for the benefit of larger community. That is what we are about to discuss. Here we have a separate act. As I said, the intellectual property rights comes under the constituency. Here, patent is also a part of constituency. That is, it has a separate act, the Motors Vehicles Act. That is a separate part. A set of lawyers, they used to have some civil lawyers will be having something. Will be having a separate section of act. The same way for patentability, patents, there is separate act which is being given by the constituency. Here I'm not getting into detail about what it is being given in those act. We are concerned about what can be patented, though the criterias of though the three criterias which are required for patentability are fulfilled. That is what we are about to discuss. These are based upon the contents which are given in the Patents Act, that is non-patentable inventions. The first thing is that which are contrary to the natural laws. Natural laws in the sense, we all know that Newton's law of gravity, an object will be moving towards the lower point. That is, once if we, without any external effort, once if we leave a ball from the top floor, what happens? By nature, by means of gravitational effect, the ball will be moving towards the ground. The same way, once if we leave our ball from the ground floor without any effort, it doesn't go to the top floor. We have to put some mechanical effort so that the ball travels to the higher point. That is the case. If you are stating something which is against the natural laws, it can be relevant to a mechanical system, or it can be relevant to any technological field. We have to be clear that it doesn't violate the uh, natural laws. These are simple examples. We all are aware that a machine will be having certain losses. So 100%, everything can't be conveyed in 100%. There will be certain flaws. The same thing for an output. In order to get energy, what you have to do? You have to consume food. Without consuming food, we can't say that I'll be getting energy without consuming food or some intake, without having some intake. That is the case. The second thing is that our invention or our solution should not harm the public. That is the larger public, and also it should not create some nuisance. That is what the 3B. Once if we discuss the examples, it will be clear to you. Counterfeiting currency notes. If you are thinking of a device for photocopying the currency note, in this case, what happens? The people, the citizens will be misguided, and then they will be thinking that they will be in a situation of not segregating which is the authentic currency note and which is the fake currency note. That is the case. In this case, if you are thinking of a photocopying device, you have to state that you have to be peculiar with whether the content what you are trying to convey is not affecting the public moral. Public moral in the sense, you can state that a device for photocopying a written content, like that you can state. That is the case. And second thing is that guillotine machine. Here the device is, we all are aware that this is for beheading a person. In earlier thing, what they used to do is that in ancient days, this is a device which is used by the ancient kings for punishing the offenders. Here it can't be patented. Why? Because it is injurious to the public. It is not only the public, and also it is also meant for human and also for living beings. That is the case. We have to be specific in which way we are conveying it. We can state it that it is meant for cutting the wood logs, then it can be patented. That is the case. These are the furthermore examples. Method of committing theft. The way in which we can loot, or method of adulteration of food. In what they used to say, in chili powder adding sand powder. Those things are all adulteration, right? So method of adulteration. So it affects the public moral. And here what they are trying to convey is that it should not harm the living beings, and also it should not affect the integrity, or it should not affect the requirement of the public. That is the case. Here this is an interesting case. We all are aware that once if we have a disease, what we are aware that we will be thinking that the disease will be once the disease has to be cured, we need a medicine. What the scientists will be doing, they'll be inoculating the disease to the mice, and they'll be doing certain trials towards some experimentation, or some trials with aid of some medicines, and then they'll be finding out whether the medicine is reacting, or whether the medicine is effective towards curing the disease. That is the case. Here the problem is that though a problem is being solved, the thing is that it affects a living being, that is a mice is being affected. It is also a living being, right? So that is the case. So in our Indian constituency, they are not accepting it to be patented. Though let us take the same thing, the corona. If it has been transferred to a mice, and then if they are thinking of a solution or thinking of a vaccine for solving the problem, in that case, though the vaccine is being created or though the vaccine is successful and the mice is being cured, they will not accept it to be patented. That is the case. So in India jurisdiction, that is the case. The problem is, the reason is that there is a possibility of negligence in which the disease which is being inoculated into the mice can be transported to the public because of the negligence. That is the case. The other thing is that discovery of scientific principles in the sense Newton's law of gravity, Newton's law of motion. These are all principles. What we have to do is that we have to convert those principles into a product. Newton's law of friction, we can take friction is the principle. Friction, we can take a brake. A brake is a device which works on the principle of friction. A brake is a device which uses a principle. So a device which utilizes a principle can be patented. That is what they are trying to convey. And then finding discovery is not an invention. Invention is finding out something new. Discovery is something finding out which is already existing. So discovery can't be patented. That is the case. Next thing is that new form of a known substance. The thing is that here it is different forms of a substance. For example, an alcohol form of a substance and also an ether form of a substance. If alcohol form of a substance is capable of removing the dirt, and if you are using the ether form of the same substance, if it also removes the dirt, in this case you are just making you're just making a mere duplication of a existing product. So they won't accept it. This is the case. Here it can be accepted. Let us take an example, that a tablet for a painkiller for a painkiller tablet, and then a painkiller injection. In this case, a painkiller tablet is capable of curing a disease or capable of relieving the pain. The same way, a painkiller injection is also capable of relieving the pain. But the thing is that once if you find out that the painkiller tablet, on comparing painkiller tablet and painkiller injection, if painkiller injection relieves the pain in a faster phase than that of the painkiller tablet, that is the bioavailability is being increased in a different form, then it can be patented. The same as that of detergent powder and detergent liquid. Detergent powder, we have to stir it with the liquid, we have to make it to be soluble, and then we have to utilize it. Detergent liquid, it will be easily mixing with the liquid. That is the case. The same way, mere addition. Once there is an efficacy is an advancement. Once there is an advancement, it can be patented. That is what they are trying to convey. Here, the part what they are trying to state is that paracetamol, you all are aware that paracetamol is antipyretic, that is, it is meant for curing fever. Brufen is analgesic, it is meant for relieving the body pain. Once if you mix the body pain tablet and fever tablet, what happens? Obviously, it will be curing both the body pain and fever. So it is not an advancement. We are just mixing A plus B, or 2 plus 2, 4, or 1 plus 2, 3. We are just adding two products and then giving a modified form. So it is not acceptable. They won't provide patent for those things. And mere arrangements. We all would have seen a comedy, right? Vivek will be somewhat breaking the products and then he'll be marketing it. So it is just making the positions different. We can't avail for a patent. There should be an effective output in case of rearrangement of positions. Here you can see a fan with a spoon and then a cap with a fan. These are all examples. This is an important part, method of agriculture. This is a part which is being preserved because a larger community, we people are in need of food. Once they start, once they liberalize for providing patent towards the method of agriculture, what happens is that everyone will be a particular community will be thinking of a solution for a problem which are relevant to agriculture, which is needed for the larger public, and they will be dominating the particular field, and then they will be raising the price of the product. In order to prevent that, they have made that whatever which are relevant to agriculture and horticulture methods, the process, the method is in the process, those things can't be patented. That is what being given here. The loophole is that a product for which is meant for patenting, which is meant for agriculture, can be patented. Here, the method, and a simple example can be a new form of the way in which the sand of the sand, the fertilizer sand is being prepared. In order to improve the fertility of the sands, we can incorporate we can incorporate certain manures. If there is a certain method of making that, there is certain procedure in which the yield can be increased by means of adding certain manure, those methods can't be patented. That is the case. That is what I gave here. The way in which they can obtain patent is that equipments, product patents towards agriculture is available. That is the case. And the same thing towards medicine. The method of curing a disease can't be patented, but a device which is meant for curing a disease can be patented. A method of curing a disease in the sense physiotherapeutic ways, or a surgical process, those things can't be patented, but a device which is meant for performing those actions can be patented. That is the case. Biological process towards, as I said earlier, towards cloning of animals, or cloning of plants, those things can be patented. What they can do is that they can, in case of microorganisms, they can be patented. The reason is that while during the process of cloning, there is a possibility of a converse effect, which will be affecting the living organisms. So they are not accepting it. Mathematical models and computer programs, as we have discussed earlier, these parts comes under copyright. So since it is comes under copyright, since it is preserved under copyright, it can't be patented. And literary and dramatic and musical, these parts are also comes under copyright, so it can be preserved under patent. Method of playing game, if they allow it to be patented, what happens? Everyone will be creating a new form of game, and then everyone will be asking for a patent. So they are not providing patents towards a method of a game, method of playing a game. Presentation of information and aesthetic, in a visually appealing way of presenting information can't be patented. And the last thing is that integrated circuits, this is not relevant to your field, it is relevant to an engineering domain. Electronic circuits can be preserved under Semiconductors Act, so it can be patented. And the last, as I said, traditional knowledge is also a part of a patent, intellectual property. Since traditional knowledge somewhat relevant to turmeric and neem, those things will be preserved under TKDL database, so it can be preserved under patent. At the last is that atomic energy part. Those atomic energy, during utilizing atomic energy, the problem is that there is a possibility of disaster, which will be affecting the human being, or not only us, but also the fellow human being. So they have stopped providing patents towards a technological domain which utilizes atomic fuels. This is the case. I hope you have understood something relevant to what is a patent.